So I just had to pull this chart up after seeing this move today, seeing what happened here on WHLRW. This is the warrants of this company's stock. You can see here the big move. It went up, I think, like 1,000% today. The shares on these warrants went up 1,000%. And I saw some people posting about it. I saw how they were buying it. They were talking about how it's going to go up. It's going up to $1 plus. It's going up huge. And I saw some people actually talking about even buying it here above 50 cents. And I was like, oh, you guys this is like you're playing with fire. This is going to crash so hard at some point, and it's going to get really bad really quickly. This is a clear example of a pump and dump. It doesn't get any clearer than a pump and dump on this setup right here. You can see this morning it opened up. So it was at 5 cents, had no real volume. It was just kind of bouncing around. Wasn't really doing much there. And you can see it had this big spike almost at the end of the day. 5 cents, 7 cents, up to 72 cents. So, really there was 22,000 shares traded there above 72 cents. So somebody out there bought, 2, 3, 4,000 shares of this stock at 70 cents or higher. See, after that, it just got demolished. So got up there to 72 cents and then crashed down back to 28 cents. Pretty crazy move here on WHLRW. This is just another prime example of how volatile these stocks can really get, how crazy they can get. If you bought this up here at 50 cents, it dropped down to 25 cents, you lost 50%. So you got to be really careful when you're trading these penny stocks, when you're trading these big movers. Take profit when you have it. I mean, the guy who bought this down here at 30 cents and sold at 70 cents, he's pretty happy. He's laughing all the way to the bank. But the poor guy who bought this at 70 cents, 72 cents, even the guy who bought this at 60-cent area, and if they're silly enough to hold this for a while, if they're bag holding this for a while, if they think, maybe it'll go back up later on, who knows? This could easily go back to 5 cents next week. Just a classic pump and dump here on WHLRW. Word of advice to anyone out there who's getting into penny stocks, who's getting into these volatile momentum plays like this, that might have ended up buying this. You can see the risks that you always need to be thinking about. There's always that risk that these stocks that go up really fast, going up from 37 cents up to 70 cents in a matter of minutes there, and then crashing right back down almost faster than it went up. People were pumping this up through here. I saw in StockTwits, people were talking about how this is going to go above $1. It had a $1.40 price target. It had to go to $1.40 because the price target was $1.40, so it's got to go up, right? Well, here's a clear example of why it doesn't have to go up. So you need to be very careful when you're trading these penny stocks. You need to be very careful when you're trading these highly volatile stocks, because this could have easily wiped out your account. If you're trading with a small account, you bought this at 60 cents, you were stubborn enough to hold it to 30 cents, thinking it might bounce, or you thought maybe it'll bounce here in the 40-cent area, maybe okay, it's bouncing a little bit, and then bam, now it's down in the low 40s, and then before you know it, you're down in the 25-cent area, and you could have taken a huge loss, wiped out all of your profit. Very bad day for you, ending the week there on Friday. Get a big spike in volume, and then really no volume. There's just like no volume. Like this right here had 500 shares traded, so that's a very bad sign. And even just in general, these candles having no shares traded, 3,000 shares traded, 40,000 shares traded. So what happens? You get this pump. A lot of people are buying it. They just pump it up, and then once it gets to the top, no one wants to buy it anymore, and then it starts crashing. When no one wants to buy it, it's just not a good sign. You get this big sell-off. Everyone's just selling off. You really, on the way down here, just crashing. So you got to be very careful. Stick to the volume. Look for those big volume moves. Something like this on a proper move, something under $1, it should be trading 100,000 shares easily on the 1 minute candles. If it's really making a solid big move, if the stock's really has momentum, it really wants to move higher, keep an eye on the volume. You need to be very careful that you're not going to get dumped on, and that's exactly what happened here to all the people who bought here in the 60 to 70 cent area and then ended up selling in this area. So you got to be very careful. Like I keep saying, look for the best plays. This is not a good play. You might have seen this and been like, whoa, it's up. It's going up. It's up 1,000% right now. Maybe it'll go to $1. Maybe I'll make some money here. Most of the time, these kind of stocks are just going to end up crashing back down. I would not be surprised to see this stock back at 5 cents by the beginning of next week. Hopefully, none of you guys were foolish enough to chase this one, to buy it here at 70 cents. And hopefully, the biggest hope is even if you did chase this, you were smart enough to cut your loss fast. And you're not holding this down at 25-cent area, hoping and praying that it might go back up, because there's a good chance that it might never go back up.